So what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Fishing with Ty. I'm Ty, and as you guys can tell, we're in a completely different setting. So we're in my office, of all places, and I'm using my streaming rig. I have a built gaming computer and whatnot, and all my nerd stuff all over the walls. I wanted to use this system more, or this platform, and I want to use this video style as like an announcement, like from the title of this video, you guys are going to find out why Florida was such a disaster and why those videos are going to be the way they're going to be. And also like new products and stuff like this, I'll do them right here on my streaming computer. And sometimes I'll do like hands-on camera with like the GoPro and my big filming camera. But yeah, I wanted to kind of get more in touch with my subscribers and stuff, and I thought this was a good way to do it. So without further ado, I'm going to show you some new baits from Hell Creek Lures, and then move on to why Florida was such a disaster. I was supposed to get this in Florida from Brandon himself, but I didn't, and it showed up today in the mail, and yeah, you guys will find out. But I'll show you. Here's that. And come on. There we go. Get a hold of him. I love his baits. He's an absolute friend of mine. But I'm going to show you the Firecroft first. This is a new one that he's painting up. This is going to be an absolute killer this spring. I'm going to be using this tomorrow, and I'm going to try to get some footage with it. But I'm also going to be pushing out some videos on how to properly fish these, because these are a different beast, but the same animal. If you guys know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. But I also want to show you guys the Big Papa. He just painted this one up for me and sent it out. A topwater popper. It's 4 inches. Yeah, let's go 4 inches. And it's got flutes. It's got these 2 openings on each side of the mouth that whenever you pop it, it creates more of an air bubble and it throws a little bit more water. He can make bigger versions of this. And for you musky fishermen, ducks and birds that are on top of the pond, this is going to be an absolute killer. And when it sits on the water, it actually kind of sits with its arms out. So it looks like something's sitting on top of the water. Then when you twitch it, these just give that little bit more motion. And fish go absolutely bonkers over these. If you want either one of these, hit up Brandon, Hell Creek Lure Company. He's going to be starting his YouTube channel here soon. And we're going to be doing a lot of collab stuff on that with the Hell Creek Lure Company team and the future pro staff, which we're working on doing. So the best way to get a hold of him is go to Instagram, follow him. If you want his baits, let him know. And if you want him a certain color, certain way, let him know, and he will work his wonderful magic and get you whatever you want. But enough about the baits. Let's go into why Florida was such a damn disaster. So, Florida was meant to be a trip for Brandon and I. Test out new baits. Like this was going to be tested out in Florida. This was going to be tested out in Florida. But, this trip has been planned for months, right? And we bought our tickets a few months ago. And Brandon's flying down from the Milwaukee area. I'm flying from Des Moines, Iowa, because we both live in the Midwest. And he was supposed to get in Florida 3 hours before me. He's supposed to get there about 6. He's supposed to get there about 9. And Friday, he got a hold of me because we were leaving Saturday. And this isn't on Brandon by any means. This was completely on Southwest. Like, Southwest is a shit. Fuck, it's a shit airline. So He calls me Friday and says, hey, my flight's been canceled Saturday, but they moved me to an earlier flight on Saturday. So I'm like, okay, you'll just get there 5-6 hours earlier than you expected. You'll be able to get the rental car, go get the hotel, get settled in, kind of get rested up before I get there, and then we start fishing hard, right? So the rental car and everything was taken care of by Brandon, and so everything was set in stone. And Saturday rolls around, he gets to the airport. His flight got delayed a little bit because of the weather in Orlando. There's a really bad storm that was like holding directly over the top of Orlando, and it wouldn't move. And luckily my flight was leaving later, or I was getting in later, so I was going to miss the storm. And I was flying American Airlines, which I actually I enjoy their airlines. It was the first time I've flown in like 8 years. Because I'm from the Midwest and we drive everywhere. It's like, oh, it's a 12-hour trip, get in the car. We don't fly, we drive. So I take off out of Des Moines and I get to Charlotte, North Carolina, because that's where my layover was. And Brandon sent me a text like, hey, call me. So I called him real quick. And he's like, hey, I got bad news. I'm like, what? What's going on? And he's like, my flight's been canceled completely. I'm not going to Orlando. I'm like, really? What am I supposed to do? I have no rental car. I don't know anybody down in Florida. Like, this was supposed to be like him and I going down and going to charters and stuff. So I'm already in the process of going, and I'm boarding my plane in 10 minutes. Because I had a super short layover in Charlotte. And he's like, the earliest I can get down there is Tuesday, but that's when I'm coming home, is on Tuesday. So Brandon was like, well, you can't get the rental car because it's in my name. And I didn't have the funds available to me to get a rental car. And he's like, well, you can still rent or check into the hotel. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get from the airport to the hotel? And I know people are gonna be like, use Uber. I know, but I don't have Uber downloaded. I live in the middle of a cornfield in Iowa, in a town of 1,200 people. Like, we don't use Uber. Like, if you need a ride, you call up your buddy. Instead of Uber, it's buddy. Like, hey friend, I need a ride. Can you take me? Yeah, spot me some gas money. Give him $10-20. And so I didn't have the greatest service down there, and Uber wasn't downloading. And a buddy of mine who I served in the Army with here in Iowa, he lived just outside of Orlando. And I called him, and I'm like, please just answer. And he answered. And I'm like, hey, I know this is short notice, but can you pick me up in like 2 hours at the airport? He's like, yeah, sure. Just send me your flight information. He saved my ass because I couldn't download Uber or Lyft or any of them because my phone was acting stupid. But luckily, he was able to pick me up. He picked me up, took me to the hotel. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We decided to go to IHOP. So we went to IHOP. And it was super sketchy. Like, I'm not used to big cities. Like I said, I live in a small ass town. And we ate. We didn't go to bed till like 2 o'clock in the morning. But the next day, woke up, went into Bass Pro, got my fishing license, got a fishing rod, because I had no rods with me. I just had reels. So if my buddy wasn't there, I wouldn't have been able to go out to like Bass Pro or anything and get a fishing rod first thing in the morning. And shout out to him. He's an absolute homie. And I told him if he ever comes back up to Iowa, because he used to live up here, I told him I'll return the favor to him. And so I fished around the hotel a little bit. You guys will see those videos. It was a complete logistical nightmare. I was able to fish some. So you guys will see some videos of me fishing around the hotel. I did catch 2 fish. Both of them were under a pound. I lost a lot of nice fish, though, because I really wasn't using the right equipment for the style I was fishing, which you guys will see eventually. There'll be like 3, 4, maybe 5 videos that come out of it. They won't be the best videos in the world, but I want to show more of like the struggle side of everything. Like of me going to a new state and then trying to figure it out, especially with the situation, because we were supposed to have charters that were going to take us out to catch peacock bass and everything. If you guys watched my last video, I kind of explained what we were going to do. Yeah, none of that happened. Absolutely none of that happened. But like I said, you'll see me fish around the hotel. I fished Turkey Lake. I helped someone out who is like a first-time fisherman, Aaron. That video will be coming up soon. I hope you guys watch this video. Shout out to you and your mom and your little brother. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed these Florida videos that I'm going to be pushing out. I just want to get this out and kind of show you guys the hybrids, because they were supposed to be debuted down in Orlando, which they never got to. But without me rambling on for much longer, hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. If you guys did, leave a comment down and let me know. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, like the video. And as always, fish smart, fish safe, and I'll see you guys out on the water.